Well, I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting this, but we are currently watching the ace game of this series, Theodosios versus Jesulin, Game 3. Jesulin, lost a horribly long slugfest in Game 1, had 198 victory points left. Theodosios then got absolutely smashed in 20 minutes in Game 2. Jesulin had 495 victory points left. What I'm trying to say is Jesulin had faction selection this time, and he chose allies. Then Theodosios picked over Commander West, and then Jesulin chose Soviets. Just how the picking order works. So Theodosios changed up his faction selection for this game. Jesulin going with what he was very successful with just now, which is Soviets. Theodosios changing his strategy up. See if he can have more luck with OKW than he had with Oster, which was not much. And I'm also wondering if Jesulin plans to change his build up a little bit since he's up against a different faction this time. He has gone with 3 conscripts, throwing up some various cover positions. No tier 1 structure yet. He faked tier 2, I think. Actually, I think that might be both splats. He faked tier 1 and tier 2 on top of each other, so either way, there's nothing there. Probably waiting to see what his opponent is going to do. Theodosios really seems to think his opponent is going with an M3, because he just fielded a Raketenwerfer, which I think is probably a mistake. Kugelwagen into Raketenwerfer leaves you with a very thin infantry force. But okay, we're going to see what happens. Jesulin is going to go tier 1, so Theodos is fortunately, correctly, blind counter to the M3, I think. Yes, he has. Okay. Everything's fine. So as long as he's able to catch that M3 out of position, the Raketenwerfer should be fine. If Jesulin had spotted that Raketenwerfer and not gone tier 1 and just made like 5 conscript squads, I think Theodosios would already be like way on the back foot, but he made the right call. He read Jesulin like a book. His OKW strategy doesn't seem to change that much. Let's see if it works. Guess we'll find out. He's moving his conscripts across the center road now. Sandbags complete over here. Kugelwagen laying fire on them, but they are in green cover, so they're sort of okay. They get suppressed anyway, but the M3 is already on its way. No mines as far as I'm aware. The Raketenwerfer is perfectly positioned for this, though. Oh, he's going to go right into it. Beautiful. Fire. I didn't even think it was going to shoot there for a second. Kugelwagen is chasing. Oh, will it get away? Run, little M3. Okay, well, the trap worked beautifully, I would say. I mean, Jesulin fell for it. I guess it didn't work that well. He fired one shot. The M3 was not destroyed, though. Everything is pretty much fine. Jesulin knows about the M3 now, and he also still has control of the fuel. So I guess saying that it worked beautifully is a bit of an overstatement. Jesulin definitely reacted pretty gracefully. That Raketenwerfer took a million years to fire that first shot, but it fired. I mean, it wasn't going to fire twice, so I guess that's irrelevant. He just needed to get a little more damage on it with anything else, with a nearby squad of infantry. Grenadiers is trying to get the cutoff back under control. We can already tell that Jesulin's struggling a little more this game than he was last game. And I think that Theodosios Raketenwerfer is a factor. He's since repositioned that back towards his base, getting some repairs up on his Kugelwagen as well. Grenadiers engaging at range. Flamethrower in the M3 gets 1 crit. Conscripts move up into a more offensive position, and as long as he controls this building, that Raketenwerfer can't get inside, and the Raketenwerfers in houses create a big zone of protection against the early M3. And we're going to see Mechanized Regiment Headquarters, which is, of course, the proper response to the M3. As long as you can get enough fuel to get that flak half-track out, your opponent's not going to have much of a counter. Don't think that Jesulin has gone with AT grenades, but he has gone guard motor coordination, so he's doing pretty much exactly what Theodosios did in a game that he won earlier. He's gotten himself the field infirmary package after only 3 conscripts, which is a little early. And And he's probably going to be getting himself AT grenades once he sees the mechanized regiment headquarters or the flak half track or whatever. Whatever he spots first. M3 making his way back up the left side, ferrying those combat engineers with them, and Jesulin's map control is very strong, holds both fuel points and one of the munitions, and he has victory point control, and he's continuing to probe and apply pressure here with his M3 on the right.
We rise in the ranks.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
And he's actually gotten himself a second combat engineer squad, possibly with which to tech up now. The M3 is circling back towards the middle, and Jesulin is taking control of the cutoff. Here's the flak half track. He needs to have a huge impact with this and break free of his box and get the territory back under control as soon as possible. Because it very much delays your Obersoldaten, so you can't really afford to just sit around. Making his way straight for the fuel while he continues to work on the cutoff with the Kubelwagen and Volksgrenadiers. Kettenwerfer also trying to protect the Kubel from an aggressive M3, currently tied up over here on the left side, taking that strategic point. The M3, or the flak half track and Volksgrenadiers making their way across the right to get that fuel back under control. So Theodosios has broken his containment, and he is going to get his cutoff and fuel back. Needs to start making his way across the right side now, while Jesulin hurriedly fields a counter to that flak half track, and he's not gotten himself AT grenades. I was wrong. He seems to be so comfortable with his fuel lead that he's going to go tier 3 straight into either a T-34 or a T-70 to counter that flak half track. The question is, will the Raketenwerfer and one Panzerschreck that he's now purchased be enough to protect it? Maybe. It's going to come down to exactly how he positions this thing. He has to also, like, not miss and fire and all of those things that Raketenwerfers sometimes don't do. Guards making their way up the right side.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
The M3 support, and I don't think I've seen any shoe mines planted by... Oh, I take that back. There's the first one. I don't know if there's any others. If so, you might get a lucky break against that M3 as it attempts some sort of wide flanking maneuver. But the guards in the building are going to be a pretty serious problem for that flak half track to deal with. So I'm wondering if he might choose to scavenge to try and give himself access to infiltration grenades, something to deal with buildings. His options are breakthrough, scavenge, and Luftwaffe, so I don't know. If he was going to go Luftwaffe, he probably should have a while ago to give him access to MG34s to prevent this from happening in the first place. Now that it's kind of too late for that, breakthrough is what Jesulin chose, and it didn't really serve him all that well. He had a Vet 5 Panzer Fusilier squad for a while in that game, and that's basically... Okay, never mind. He has, in fact, chosen breakthrough. I don't think it's very good, to be honest. The Panzer Fusiliers didn't actually perform that well. Even after they had an MG34, they still didn't seem like they were that great. Mostly because they exploded on a demo charge, I guess. But, he didn't use any of the other doctrinal features. He never called this in, didn't use breakthrough tactics a single time. The assault artillery he called in twice, which honestly was just 400 wasted munitions and killed nothing. And the Jagd Tiger never made it to the field, and I don't think it was ever intended to. So yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that choice. But they've both chosen it for whatever reason. Demo charge over here by Jesulin, but it looks like it's going to get swept up. Maybe. Maybe he saw it getting planted, I don't know. It's a pretty early minesweeper. T-34 has hit the field and has made its way up the right side to try and counter-harass these infantry, and the black half-track is kind of hanging out in the back as well. He has spotted the demo charge. Nice sweep by Theodosios, but he doesn't really have a way to sweep it. Other than trying to hit it with a Panzerschreck or a Kettenwerfer for like 20 minutes. Might be going to throw a grenade here. Or he's just going to avoid it for now, I guess. Meanwhile, he's got infantry contending with these conscripts here in the center. Only 2 models remain. We'll easily force that retreat and get some munitions back under his control. Kind of struggling to get map back. Kubel and Flag Half Track have both been fully repaired. Sturm Pioneer's healing up here as well. And he's actually gone Battle Group Headquarters, so he's not going to rush Tier 4 for overs. He's maybe going straight for a Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer is actually a pretty good complement to the Flag Half Track, so I could definitely understand that. And it of course gives him access to healing as well. And that's pretty much the only reason I see Breakthrough, is so that you don't have to get ogres, I guess. But G43s compared to ogres are just no contest. And Jesulin now has a heavy mortar. Very first shot takes out 2 Panzer Fusiliers, forcing a retreat there. Black Half Track is making its way up the right side. Jesulin continuing to apply so much pressure. I mean, at what point of this game has Theodosios ever held more than 1 resource point? He's either got 1 fuel or 1 munitions, or neither, because he doesn't hold his cutoff. He just cannot break free, even though he went Black Half Track. All it took was this 1 squad of guards to just keep him so timid for so long, which just goes to show how important it is to control the buildings. Nice placement of the Raketenwerfer to catch the M3 there, but it looks like it's going to get away. It's actually angled a little far to the left, I guess. Supporting infantry coming to the rescue, and somehow that M3 is going to get away twice. T-34 also circling back around towards the middle, being careful, preserving his units, doesn't want to lose a single thing, not even a scout car. That's going to get repaired next. I think Theo has had really good Raketenwerfer placement, but he's never had anything nearby to follow up and finish the job. He never has like a squad of infantry standing there to just shoot that M3 like 1 time. Kubelwagen trying to push with Sturm Pioneers to get control of that. I think the Sturms may have retreated a little early. Once those conscripts were suppressed, he probably could have cleaned them all up. He didn't want to risk it. Sturm Pioneers are the one thing you basically cannot afford to lose at all. Volksgrenadiers are much more easily replaced. Reinforcing here in the base.
Enemy forces are capturing our
Meanwhile,
supplies.
Volksgrenadiers are going to attempt to take this fuel. Still being very careful to skirt that demo charge. He knows it's there, but he can't quite clean it up completely. Ooh, nasty heavy mortar hit. That just cleared a Raketenwerfer out in 1 shot. Kubelwagen getting shot at by that T-34. Don't know if it's going to get away from this. Jesulin found an opening, and that Kubelwagen will not be a nuisance to him anymore. The Flak Half Track is probably next on his blacklist. And the M3's been fully repaired and is making its way forward. Uh-oh! Squad was 1 flame crit away from being wiped. Panzer Fusiliers damages the M3's engine with a grenade. Raketenwerfer may be on the way. Slowly.
We have been promoted for our bravery, brothers.
And Jesulin just stole the other one. Not looking too good here.
Sector is at risk.
I think this could be the end of the Flak Half Track. It doesn't have very much support. The Raketenwerfer is kind of out of position.
Vehicles forces now. Enemy forces
Black Half Track pops smoke to buy a little bit of time. Second Raketenwerfer available, and the T-34 will actually disengage, somewhat surprisingly. He only needed to land one more shot, although one of his shots did miss, which is the only reason that thing's still alive. T-34 has not been particularly accurate for Jesulin, unfortunately. Tank 3's trying to push the Panzerschreck around. Flamethrower inflicting huge damage on that squad! Oh, he got too greedy and it wasn't worth just trying to kill an M3 to let his Panzerschreck die like that. Heavy mortar repositioning, conscripts engaging the Panzer Fusiliers at range, and he continues to harass and triple cap his opponent, and that victory point ticker is going down fast.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Man down! Everyone get on their flank! The enemy has us range! Move now! Go! They see us!
Black Half Track forces away some. What was that? Wow, Jesulin's heavy mortar just got so lucky this game. That's 2 wipes now already, and that's it. Okay, GG. Theodosios does not think he can come back from this situation, which looks even worse than the situation that Jesulin was in game 1, so that's understandable. GG, well played. Jesulin will advance. For a second, we all thought maybe, just maybe, our number 9 seed was going to upset our number 1 seed, but it was not meant to be. That's going to be the end of the series. We're going to jump into a new one after a very short break.